Internet, good evening, and welcome back to our Diamond Cap coverage of the OKLCS. The next game will be SNEK versus Retribution, and we'll go ahead and jump right into that game. Yeah, okay, so maybe I'll get the chance to talk about this game for a little bit before we get into all the action right away. As was the case with the last game, a lot of fighting going on between Unlucky and Full New In. You'd wonder if one of them had a grudge against the other, you know? Anyways, Trodelor will be getting to play his signature Shaco pick up in the jungle here. Thien, Sama, and Gavi with a very long range bottom lane, Ezreal and Karma. On the other side, we have Echoed Voice with the Orianna, Bad Cop with his Nautilus pick, and now Slappy going to be aggressing on a PB Doughboy. Takes out about half of his health right away. And you're going to try and recall. He might get interrupted there, seeing as he's sitting on a ward. Hayabusa moving forward. Yeah, he's going to have to back away. Okay, so we'll see how this game turns out, how it starts. Trodelor going to be starting away on his red buff. The Shaco, of course, gets to put down those Jack-in-the-Boxes. Doesn't really need much of a leash. Thien, Sama, and Gavi looking for some early aggression in this bottom lane just from out of the brush cheese. See if they can get control of the lane before it starts. If Tall Guy face checks or moves too far into the lane without the minion wave, he could take quite a bit of harass. Thankfully, both Ezreal and Karma harass can be blocked very easily by minions. Bad Cop gonna take it in the backside. He takes about half of his health and damage. Thien, Sama, and Gavi moving forward once again. Bad Cop doesn't have to burn any of his summoners, but they trade a little bit back into Thien, Sama, but Tall Guy takes a bit as well. All members of this bottom lane will be popping their potions straight away. Tall Guy taking a little bit more damage there. Might want to be careful. Echoed Voice moving forward to aggress onto Hayabusa. Yeah, and this looks like it will be a much quieter game, relatively speaking. Well, we will have the bottom lane of Retribution shoving into this bottom lane of SNEK. Just naturally going to happen as a result of the range advantage that Gavi has. Gavi playing the Karma up against the support Nautilus. Support Nautilus just gonna suffer early in the laning phase up against the more ranged supports, especially with Karma. Karma being one of the more widely contested pushing supports. We saw a lot of emphasis on that at Worlds. Karma and Zyra being the really big ones, as well as the Misfortune just as a counter pick to the Zyra. Speaking of Worlds, anyone see SK Telecom T1? Never mind, because Trodelor's in the bottom lane. He's going to jump onto Bad Cop, who flashes right away under his tower. Deadly Flourish is not going to root up anyone. And Bad Cop, again, moving too far forward, not respecting the damage that could come out there. The Mantra Q did quite a bit of damage onto the... It does quite a bit of damage just in general, actually. Now Jack as well being pushed into the tower. Two lanes pushing in favor of Retribution. Oh, but here we go. PB Doughboy looking for a gank onto Slappy. He heroic charges right into him, and the Cocoon not quite gonna catch him off the backside. Thea Sama gonna get that shield. Oh, but Trollolor's here behind Echoed Voice. We're not gonna see what's happening because Gabby's going for the root on the tall guy. He does root him up, but Gabby's gonna go down to first blood. Deadly Flourish secures that one. Echoed Voice actually made it out as well. Only used his flash. Did not feel the need to use cleanse because PB Doughboy's here in the mid lane. He's going on to Hayabusa, but Trollolor's there as well. And he's gonna back away. Jack looking for some aggression onto Slappy. He's gonna heroic charge in, but not get the stun. And he might not devour him. Might have used it onto a minion earlier, yeah, and he's gonna use it again just to throw it out onto Slappy. He does a decent chunk of damage. Jack needs to be careful because if he gets heroic charged into a wall, that's an easy kill. Doesn't have the speed, or doesn't come out of that CC long or quickly enough to secure his gray hell shield. But the dredge line is gonna land on the Thea Sama, but Trollolor in the bottom lane comes out of stealth, throws a little 2-shift poison onto tall guy. No more follow-up to come out. Right, so Gabby, having died at the first blood, over to tall guy, gonna help equalize some of that gold. Seeing as Thea Sama sitting out 13 plus CS lead over tall guy now. It looks like Jack did recall and teleport back into the lane. He picks up that chain vest to try and mitigate some of the physical damage coming out of both Poppy and Shaco. PB Doughboy here in the mid lane. He's gonna come out. He's gonna land the cocoon. Oh, interrupts the glacial path, and that's a really nice job. And Hayabusa does not have his flash. He goes and hands over the kill to Echoed Voice. Takes an extra tower shot for his trouble, but that's the sacrifice some junglers are willing to make for their mid laners. Really nice use of the cocoon. He was CC'd long enough that he was not able to follow the glacial path, and the flash being down meant that Hayabusa had no chance of escape there. Trollolor and Gabby into the mid lane to try and shove this wave out. Echoed Voice a little bit too low to be pushing it out. Now Jack starting to push up against Slappy. He's gonna go for some trading here. Slappy still has a bit of a lead. As well as the minions that will hit the tower right about now. Now Slappy down to about a third HP. Jack is pushing in very heavily. He wants to try and aggress onto this Poppy. Alright, so Thea Sama picks up the Sheen as his first item. Not going for the Tear of the Goddess Rush. We might pick it up later. Might just want the... Oh, Dredgeline's going to land on the Thea Sama. The Deadly Flourish will root him up as well. But that Karma Shield means that he doesn't really take much at all from that. But like we were saying, the Sheen might come out just for a little bit of early trading power before he puts himself into the power trough that all Ezreals do when they build Tear of the Goddess. It's very unlikely that he skips Tear of the Goddess altogether. It's just such a good item on Ezreal, almost necessary with the way that Ezreal plays nowadays. And he's up about 12 CS now, so he can definitely afford to delay. Doing quite well up against the bottom lane of Tall Guy and Bad Cop. So Hayabusa now down about 12 CS in his own right. He picks up the Negatron Cloak, building towards likely the Abyssal Scepter, or maybe just that, since it's so gold efficient. Thea Sama forced to flash away from the dredge line as he used the Arcane Shift to dodge away from the damage from Deadly Flourish. Thea Sama's flash now being down. We'll have to see if PB Doughboy can make a visit to this bottom lane. And he's gonna have to, because Thea Sama, despite his support giving up first blood, is slowly just giving up, slowly gaining a gold lead in terms of CS over Tall Guy. Jack takes a tower shot. No big deal. He's a pretty tanky Tahm Kench, and build towards the armor as well. Anyway, so the Negatron Cloak on Hayabusa, probably just going to sit on that before building it into the Abyssal. Just so gold efficient. Goes a long way towards negating the magic damage coming out of Orianna, as well as the Elise, which will be ganking him. Echoed Voice as well, picking up the Null Magic Mantle, probably to go into the Negatron Cloak. Just along with his Lost Chapter for some mana sustain. Now Slappy aggressing. No, I'm not sure what that was all about. The Sama gonna dodge away from the Deadly Flourish with the move speed boost. Now Jack dueling quite a bit with Slappy. He still has that gray health to rely on. And Bad Cop moving forward, he's just gonna auto that cannon minion. Echoed Voice picking up quite a lead over Hayabusa right about now. And here's PB Doughboy once again in the mid lane, trying to see if he can put Echoed Voice significantly ahead over Hayabusa. Alright, so 14 CS lead. It will be equalized a little bit as Hayabusa picks up this wave. Echoed Voice aggressing very nicely onto Hayabusa. Pulls him back in with the shockwave. The Glacial Tomb will restore some health. Now PB Doughboy even in a better position to gank. The flash is still available for Hayabusa. And Trodelor is going to get caught by the Cocoon. They're both level 6 here, so he will just deceive back into that brush off the side. Right, Dothy and Sama gonna get caught by the dredge line, but he arcane shifts away. Good way to cancel that animation with Ezreal. And no, Tall Guy gonna get exhausted and rooted up here. The Summoning Hill comes out. Exhaust goes down on the Thea and Sama. He's gonna root up Gabby with that Deadly Flourish, and there's the Depth Charge. Goes out. Oh, it will be enough to secure the kill. Here comes the curtain call. Bad Cop backing away. Thea and Sama gonna dodge the first shot. He's gonna dodge the second. No, he's gonna catch all 3 of the following next shots. Gets pulled back in by Bad Cop. PB Doughboy was here for moral support. Did not pick up an assist in that. But nice play from the bottom lane of Team Landsnake. They're significantly down in terms of CS, but they're just outplayed 2v2 the bottom lane of Retribution. And they will secure first Tower Blood as well. Pretty significant lead for Landsnake right away here. 3k gold lead at 11 minutes. They have 4 kills, the first tower. Hayabusa shoving what he can into the mid lane wave. Hardly matters though. He's still down 9 CS. Didn't get any significant damage onto that tower. Echoed Voice here just to stop him. Puts a lot of damage down as well with that command dissonance. Right. Slappy is going to have about a 10 CS lead over Jack in the top lane here. So Trodelor did pick up his Warrior Enchant already. PB Doughboy has not gone to recall after he picked up that Stalker's Blade and Boots. They are farming about evenly, although I'm not sure which of these junglers you would expect to have the lead just based on their champion. Alright, Hayabusa taking another chunk of damage from the command attack dissonance combo. Tall Guy takes a little bit of damage from the Monster Q out of Gavi. Bad Cop gonna take away this ward. He's gonna get rooted up. No, he's not. Trodelor is in the bottom lane, however. And it looks like the jungler and support of Retribution just sort of stalling away the time. Oh, Jack pops his Devour onto Slappy, but he's taking more damage than he really would have liked. The Spectre's Cowl is the first item from Slappy to negate a lot of that magic damage coming out of Tom Kench's Devour. He's not going to find the stun with that Tongue Lash onto the acquired Taste Puppy. And Jack taking the lesser into these trades now. He's zoned away but from his CS, or from his wave, now down about 15 CS. And Tall Guy just falling even further and further behind Thea and Sama in terms of CS. He does have those 2 kills, but you gotta make up for that CS deficit somehow. And now Gavi gonna catch the Monster Q. Oh no, the Dredge Line not gonna land. The secure for the Dragon goes down over to Landsnake. Trodelor's decoy gets popped. Depth Charge goes down on the Gavi, and PB Doughboy now stuck in the Dragon Pit. He's gonna not flash over the wall? I'm not sure what he was planning on doing there. Now Jack is going to get aggressed on by Slap. He did teleport back up into the top lane after buying. Slappy going to get stunned up by the Tongue Lash. And Jack continuing to take the lesser end of these trades from Slappy. The heroic charge comes out. He still has the gray health available. Grasp of the Undying, he's going to devour him. But Hayabusa, no, he's going to get the glacial path at the last second. But Gabby's the one who pays the price. Gets caught by the shockwave and goes down to Bad Cop. Essence Reaver going to be the buy for Tall Guy, actually. I was wondering about that Caulfield and why he didn't go for the Serrated Dirk, but it's because he was going for the crit build on this Lucian. Or Ezreal, rather. Or, no, neither of those two AD carries. It's Jhin. Jhin is the AD carry we're talking about. Either way, Theon Summon did pick up the Tear of the Goddess as we did expect him to. Now PB Doughboy in the top lane, gonna gank onto Slappy. He throws out the Cocoon, is gonna land, and that'll be a kill. No! Slappy flashes away under tower at the last second. PB Doughboy flashes away from the Keeper's Verdict and does secure the kill with the Smite and the Venomous Bite. Alright, so that's a good series of events in favor of SNEK. They pick up another couple kills. They did pick up the mid lane tower as well. Hayabusa forced to run away after using that glacial path. He's just too low on health. Now PB Doughboy gonna take away his own blue buff, it looks like. Yeah, because Echoed Voice nowhere near. Oh, 2 towers to 0 in favor of SNEK. They do have the 6 kills to 1 as well. They did pick up that Ocean Dragon. We'll have to see if they can continue to make good plays like this. They're looking at this top lane tower. They've already rotated their AD carry up here. Hayabusa and Gabby on the way to support Trodelor. And now Bad Cop in the bottom lane by himself. I'm not sure why he's the one here they delegated to clear out this wave. They probably should have sent either one of their solo laners or even their jungler. Just not good allocation of resources generally from SNEK here. They didn't get a meaningful push into the top lane. They had their support being the one to soak up that bottom lane wave. So Slappy has picked up quite a few components. He hasn't finished any of these items yet. He has the Spectre's Cowl likely going to the Spirit Visage, the Abomi Cinder going into the Sunfire Cape, and the Sheen going into the Iceborne Gauntlet, but he hasn't completed any of these items. Oh, Death Charge lands something, the Ensama, the Exhaust goes down to PB Doughboy, but the Dredge Line combo just did so much. He gets the Summoner Heal as well as the Mantra Shield. Here comes the True Shot Barrage. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but PB Doughboy feels the need to back away. Here's the Curtain Call, gonna catch onto Gabby, and he will go down to 3 shots. Tall Guy now on a killing spree. The teleport coming in from Hayabusa. Jack devours Slappy and kicks him back out into the tower. Bad Cop looking for it. He does get the Glacial Tomb as well. He pops out that shield. Tall Guy going to go down to Trodelor here. Shutdown goes over to him. Bad Cop went too far, and double kill goes over to him. And then Slappy gonna solo kill Jack at the meantime. Echoed Voice throws down the Shockwave. Does a lot of damage, but not enough to secure any kills. And the Abyssal Scepter, yeah, already completed for Hayabusa, negating a lot of that magic damage. And we see the members of SNEK going too hard, not respecting the turnaround from Retribution. Yeah, once they pick up that Curtain Call kill onto Gabby, it was very unlikely they were going to be able to pick up any more kills. They really should have just backed away. They know somebody's got to be coming down here to help out the other members of Retribution. We should really just back away. But instead, they trade away a few kills as well as a shutdown onto Tall Guy and a tower in the top lane as a result of Jack getting solo killed out by Slappy in the top lane. Now the Spirit Visage completed for Slappy. He's going to be pretty tanky nowadays. Okay, Trodelor gonna find Bad Cop here. He throws on a ward. The Deadly Flourish is not gonna root him up. Okay, so Turtle are going to hand over the blue buff to Hayabusa. He's picked up the Warrior Enchant, the Hex Drinker for a little bit of magic resist, as well as the Tiamat for more farm, like higher farm speed, or clear speed rather is what you call it. Higher clear speed, some added burst when you pop the Tiamat in conjunction with your auto attacks. Gonna be looking to just assassinate Tall Guy if he can. Tall Guy down 42 CS to Thien-sama. Tall Guy absolutely has to up his CS game. He's building towards a Zeal item following this. Bad Cop gonna get rooted up there. Slappy does not land the heroic charge into the wall, and Gabby is just gonna pop that Mantra Shield. They pull Slappy back in with the Dredge Line, but he's super tanky right about now. Hayabusa throws out the Glacial Path. They have to back away. Respect the possibility of the Glacial Tomb follow-up. Rift Herald returns to the Void. So we're looking at what is possibly going to be our big 5v5 here. Thien-sama off to the side with Gabby. The Earth Dragon is the target. They are looking at it. All 10 members of both teams going to be ready to contest this one. Dredge Line lands onto Hayabusa, who Glacial Tombs Bad Cop right away. Depth Charge goes down on the Thien-sama. The True Shot Barrage comes across. Jack spits out Bad Cop, and Trollor comes out to the backside. He lands the Cocoon. Hayabusa comes in, roots up Jack Love's Lamp. Echoed Voice still sitting on that Shockwave. They root up Gabby Slappy off the backside as well. He's going to get speeded up. He's going to flash forward. He's going to knock Echoed Voice into the wall, and he's going to go down. Thien-sama picks him up. Now Trollor in the backside. He's going to force Jack to eat up Tall Guy. He knocks, flashes away, but not before spitting Tall Guy into his doom from the Keeper's Verdict, and Jack pops the Great Hell Shield. Slappy comes into the... He's so tanky. He can take up this tower for a long time. Hayabusa picks him up. And now Bad Cop and PB Doughboy doing what they can to try and keep this tower alive. And yeah, they're just going to back away, give it up. The second tower over in favor of Retribution. They will earn themselves a gold lead as this one goes down, as well as Trollor starting off that Earth Dragon right away. Put themselves in a 700 gold lead. And the members of Retribution nicely rotate over, help Trollor to pick up this Earth Dragon. And easy as that. The members of SNEK just so disjointed on their engage. First, Bad Cop went in with the Dredge Line, got burst down, had to be pulled away by Jack. Then some other members split off to the wrong side of the wall. PB Doughboy just sort of meandering off to the side. SNEK just looks so disjointed in these team fights. Alright, so Echoed Voice did steal away the Little Raptors. Trollor did secure his big one with the Smite and the Tiamat. PB Doughboy once again taking away his own blue buff. Not going to hand it over to Echoed Voice. Wonder what Echoed Voice is building next. It looks like it might be the Luden's Echo after his Morellonomicon, seeing as he has the Aether Wisp. Alright, now Trollor just deceived into the top lane. Jack is trying to back away. He has no tower here, and it might just be a matter of how long it takes. But no, they all back away because they see the members of SNEK converging onto this top lane to back up Jack. Jack finished the Sunfire Cape. He's building towards a couple things, likely the Frozen Heart as well as a Randuin's Omen from the Giant's Belt. Might be Dead Man's Plate. I could understand the Dead Man's Plate. You want to be a little bit more mobile than your lack of mobility would entail on Tahm Kench. Tall Guy has his Essence Reaver Runons on. PB Doughboy sitting on a ward there is just going to get almost assassinated. He repels into the air to delay his death, but he just goes down. Trollor picks him up easily. I'm not actually sure what PB Doughboy was even doing sitting in that brush. There was no member of Retribution that he could really readily duel with, and his team was all in the mid lane. There was nothing that they could do to collapse if he were to get in trouble there. So really just a questionable decision by PB Doughboy to even be there. Alright, Abyssal Voyage going to be used to ferry Tall Guy into the bottom lane. Oh, behind Hayabusa. He has the Glacial Path available. He's going to jump over the wall. See if he can reconvene with his team. Yes, it looks like he will be able to. Bad Cop not going to be able to land the dredge line. Or will he? No, he forces the flash away. But Slappy now jumps onto Echoed Voice. He forces the cleanse away and flashes away immediately. Bad Cop going to get rooted up by the Ring of Frost. Tall Guy doing what he can to auto attack him down. A flashes away from the Keeper's Verdict, but now he's on the wrong side of the wall. He's gonna get jumped into the wall by Slappy, and he's gonna go down eventually. No, the Insama Arcane shifts over, and he's now on a killing spree. Hayabusa gonna get aggressed on by Jack. He's trying to zone for his team. Echoed Voice uses the command dissonance to speed him up there. Thea Sama Arcane shifts forward, but they don't have a tower here. Slappy gonna continue the chase. He's so tanky. Flashes forward for the aggression onto Echoed Voice. He's gonna get devoured by Jack. Dredge line pulls Bad Cup to safety. Echoed Voice and Jack forced to flash away. Gabby so close to going down, but the exhaust kept him alive, and Tall Guy going onto the wrong side of the wall with his flash. Now Trodelor using that Shaco to split push. He has the Tiamat. He can push waves like no other. And he's gonna secure this tower for Retribution. Jack is here, but I don't think he'll... No, yeah, the minion wave not there. Tall Guy gonna get jumped into the wall, but not enough to stun him up. The Insama throws out the True Shot Barrage. Slappy gonna get pulled in by Dredgeline, but Bad Cop, I don't think he wants this one. PB Doughboy off the side there. Here's the Curtain Call. It's gonna slow up Slappy, but it's not gonna do very much damage at all. So the Trinity Force completed for Thea Sama. He has that 30% CDR with the help of those Ionian Boots of Lucidity. Has the Monomune building up towards the Muramana. His 2-item spike is a lot stronger than Tall Guy's right now. Once Tall Guy finishes the Infinity Edge, it might swing a little bit in favor of him, but not if Thea Sama is able to pick up another item before he can get to that point. He's already picked up the Last Whisper. Randuin's Omen will be the buy for Jack Loves Lamp. Next, not any crit on the side of Retribution. Well, I guess aside from that guaranteed crit out of Deceive coming out of Trodelor on this Shaco. And believe you me, Shaco is a very real threat in this game right now. He's 303, 20 CS lead over PB Doughboy on this Elise. Alright. Retribution dropped 2 pink wards into the Baron buff. We really want to make sure that SNEK have no knowledge of this one. Jack is going to eat the Scuttle Crab. The Cocoon's going to go out just to scout that brush. He does find Slappy. And they're going to secure this Scuttle Crab. So no sneaky Barons right about now. Gonna be happening at least for the duration of that Scuttle Crab. 5 members of SNEK meandering around this mid lane, not really knowing what to do. Meanwhile, Retribution go and get position on this Earth Dragon. They started off. PB Doughboy not gonna have a really good way of getting in there. He's down a level to Trodelor as well, and Trodelor gonna be able to smite secure it very easily. So this blue buff will reset itself. Yeah, it's reset now. Jack is looking at it. He's looking to try and get in there. He's going very low. He's gray health. Expire. Trodelor is... That's the copy. The copy goes down. Depth charge goes down onto Thea Sama. Knocks out Gabby on the way, but Slappy has found PB Doughboy. Thea Sama now on a rampage. Curtain Call goes out, and Slappy's going to block all of it. Jack now super low. He's going to go down. Trodelor picks him up. The Shockwave pulls in the bottom lane, but it's not enough to secure any kills. Thea Sama picks off Bad Cop off the backside. Echoed Voice did kill off Gabby in the meantime. Hayabusa taking a lot of damage. Trodelor will have his back. The Command Protect coming in to keep Echoed Voice alive. Hayabusa looking for it, but Echoed Voice could turn it around with the Command Dissonance. Thea Sama very low, but no threat from any other members of SNEK. He's going to be shoving in this wave into the bottom tower. Trodelor and Slappy going to be pushing in this mid lane as well. They pick it up. Now 5 towers to 2 in favor of Retribution. They have a 5 point... No, now it's 6 towers to 2. Now they have a 6.4k gold lead. And they're just playing these team fights so much more coordinated than SNEK. Echoed Voice landing some good shockwaves, but by the time he finds the position for it, his team is already mostly dead, and he doesn't have the damage to completely turn around a fight. Chortler picks up the Ravenous Hydra, building towards the Maw of Malmortius to go with his Mercury's Treads. And Tall Guy's still yet to buy another item. He's still sitting on that Essence Reaper Rapid Fire Cannon. He's not picked up very much CS in the last few minutes at all. Just not finding the farm. And Tall Guy's really gonna have to start doing better. Thien Sama, 5-1-5, has picked up the Lord Dominique's Regards. That's gonna make him absolutely shred through Jack. Despite all of the armor, all of the health he's built up. Deadly Flourish is not going to root up anybody. The Cocoon will find Chortler. The Curtain Call is going to come out. He's going to try and catch Chortler off the backside, but he deceives his way out of the range. Jack is looking for it. He slows up Hayabusa. Deadly Flourish is going to land onto him. He's going to find it, but Jack gets rooted up by the Glacial Prison. The Shutdown goes over to a Tall Guy onto Chortler. The Shockwave pulls in Hayabusa. Zanya's to keep himself alive. Thien Sama doing a lot of damage. He Arcane shifts forward. Double kill goes over to him, and he will pick up the triple onto Tall Guy as well. And the Quadra goes over to Thien Sama onto Echoed Voice, and he picks up the pentakill onto Bad Cop. That just happened so fast I wasn't able to get as hyped as I would have liked to for that one. But that's the ace, only losing Chortler in favor of Retribution. 10-1-5 onto Thien Sama. Slappy's so tanky. He's going to be able to tank up this tower for as long as he needs to for the minions to reach them. They pick up the tower. They're going to pick up the inhib. No problem. 8 seconds left on Tall Guy. And they're going to back away. Alright, so they did just pick up the mid lane inhibitor. Chortler going into the bottom lane to clean up that wave that was building up there. Now, all pretty much a flame horizon in favor of Thien Sama over Tall Guy. Tall Guy just not rotating around the map, finding the places that he needs to be to pick up this CS. SNEK just sort of meandering around as a group. Just afraid to split up in favor of getting picked, and that's probably because of their lack of vision. They can't rotate around the map appropriately because they're too afraid of getting caught, because they don't have vision control in their own jungle. Alright, Chortler looking for the assassination on the Tall Guy, and he's gonna find it! Just deceives over the wall and blows him up. The Blade of the Rune King completed for Thien Sama with the help of that pentakill gold. Hayabusa shoving in this mid lane wave. Slappy gonna move towards the bottom lane, while the other 3 members of Retribution start off this Baron. They've thrown on the pink ward, but they've already been seen doing it. Bad Cop walking past Hayabusa to try and stop him, but it's going down so quickly. Thien Sama and Chortler just melting through it. Jack comes in with the Abyssal Voyage, but it's too late. Now 5 members of SNEK here. Slappy teleported in here as well. He's gonna try and get onto PB Doughboy, but Jack eats him up. Hayabusa throws down the Glacial Tomb onto PB Doughboy. Slappy knocks him into the air. Bad Cop and PB Doughboy both so low. Slappy just so tanky they can't melt him at all. He gets rooted up by the Deadly Flourish. The Cocoon is gonna find Gabby, but Thien Sama picks off Bad Cop on the backside. He's legendary. 11, 1, and 6 onto this AD carry. For Retribution here. Arcane shifts over the wall. That Arcane shift and the Mystic Shot takes out Tall Guy with a couple more auto attacks. Slappy moving forward onto Echoed Voice, and they're just going to focus down the Nexus Towers. Nexus Tower number 1 goes down. Echoed Voice does not have the Shockwave available, and they're both going to get rooted up by the Ring of Frost, and PB Doughboy goes down immediately. Echoed Voice not going to be able to do anything. He's going to go down in the end to another auto attack from Sama, the ace, and the game for Retribution. Oh, okay. So let me see if I can find that one for you. Where did it go? I had it pulled up just a second ago. Here it is. Okay, so here we have the match history for that particular game. Sama probably had damage numbers off the charts, 32.5k damage in a 33-minute game. Not as much as Bobby Big Plays had in the last game, but you have to consider this is 34 kills in 33 minutes compared to 63 kills in the last game. So really nice job from Sama, just knowing his limits, knowing where he can afford to arcane shift aggressively. Just pick up that nice pentakill, positioning very nicely. SNEK had a lead for a little bit. They had a good rotation, picked up 2 towers uncontested, the dragon as well, but then they just sort of started falling apart in team fights. Retribution just started winning those team fights, picking off objectives, and SNEK as well, just sort of not able to find their rotations correctly. They weren't able to rotate, pick up all the CS on the map. They were mostly all just in the mid lane or all in the same lane, trying to share one wave of CS. So in the end, Retribution, great job. It was a 2-0 in favor of Retribution. We will be getting to you with the final game of the night after the break, which will be, golly, was it Dirty Brett and the boys? I will figure it out for you, and I'll announce it for you before we start up the next game. Thanks for watching, guys. I know there's not a whole lot of you, considering it is Halloween night. So for those of you who are here, thank you for watching, and hope to see you after the break.